What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where we're going to check out another set of gear that has been added to the game, see if it's actually any good. So don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So just remember, here we are on the PTS that launched today, so everything that you see in this video might actually be subject to change. With all that said though, let's get straight into it. So what I was specifically looking at is the new Shiny Monkey gear. Gives skill duration, skill efficiency, and 52% repair skills. Now, I'll probably come back to this for another video, that 52% repair skills. We're not going to use that in this video. What we're looking at here is the named knees, the grease, that come with a 16% status effect buff on the knees. And I'm kind of wondering, are we going to be able to slide these into our builds and actually get an improvement, or are we not? So this was kind of, so what I would usually run, I would usually run the vial with either a goal, and if you manage to get one of these before Electric came out, with status effect and skill haste in, because you get 10% status effects here. Also Electric gives you the same, and it's also a yellow core, so easier to get, but same attributes nonetheless. So either a golden or an Electric piece anywhere, and then you would run 4-piece Eclipse Protocol, because the backpack and chest are just too good to give up. They do too much extra damage, and that would kind of be our go-to, with skill haste and status effects rolled absolutely everywhere. So the question is, what will technically make this build better, and will these new knees make that a thing? So we can't really give up the golden or the Electric piece, right, because that's 20% status effects. Now, so it's not a direct swap for that piece straight away, because if we have a look at the Grease Monkey, because it's 15% skill duration that we don't really care too much about, to be honest. It would have been really nice if this skill efficiency was the first unlock and not the second. That would definitely be much nicer, but unfortunately it's this way around. But we only get 16%. So essentially at the moment, if we did that, we'd be trading out 4% status effects for an extra 15% skill duration. And in some cases that might be worth it, but when it comes to status effects and skill duration, they're not really a thing. So we can't do that, and we're not going to do that. So then I start thinking, well, you know what, if we put these knees in, obviously, then that gives us 16% extra status effects, the duration and the skill haste. But then do we think about losing the Vial Mask? Now, the Vial Mask is great because it actually comes with status effects. But what it does do is it also gives us Toxic Delivery. So we get the damage over time debuff that spreads really well. And it just, you know, obviously when we put on a status effect, and that kind of just works, you know, in our favor, and that is then great. So it's like, actually, yeah, do we want to lose that? So that, in this case though, then we're losing damage. And do we really want to lose damage to gain more status effects stats? So what we really need to test is losing the vial tick damage worth the increase we'll get from status effects here. And essentially we're only getting a 6% increase. So is the 6% worth it or not? Well, let's find out. I'm hoping we can eyeball this and just get an idea. So let's put a chem launcher on. Let's put we've got the fire starter one on. That's perfect. And we'll make sure our log is on for damage numbers. There we go. And we'll just kind of see here what we get. All right, so you can see that the damage being done by the fire. I'm going to lose frames because I'm going to open a notepad on the side here. So 338139 was the flame tick, and then I'm guessing 65068. Yeah, that's the only thing left now. 65068. But wasn't that doing a different number then before? The number of the vial change when the status effect stopped? Let's do it again just to make sure. So 338139. That's right. Does the vial damage do less when the status effects are not on as well? At the moment there, it looks like, to me, it should be 8, 4, 5, 8, 9. 8, 4, 5, 8, 9 is what it should look like. 8, 4, 5, 8, 9, yeah. So 8, 4, 5, 8, 9. The vial tick does less when there's no status effects on the enemy, which I never knew, which is interesting. That is interesting. That is interesting. All right, so okay, so if we add them two numbers up, right? Let's we'll not take into account the lower vial number. 338139 plus 84589. All right, so that gives us a total 1 tick set of damage. 422728. Right, so that's 1 tick with this setup. Ignore the fact there's a mod missing. It only skill haste. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So what we'll do now is we'll pull in my Eclipse Protocol mask with max status effects. And then we will slide in our Grease Monkey knees. Everything looks nice and fine and dandy there. Last chance to guess now. So we're doing 3, 4, 8. So we are doing more there. 3, 4, 8, 5, 4, 3. So we'll do that. 3, 4, 8, 5, 4, 3. So we are doing more, as expected, but because we've not got any extra damage, we're not doing anywhere near as much as what we would have been doing if we were running the vial. A significant amount, actually. A significant amount, because that's the number that we did with the vial mask and the tick included. If we take away what we were just doing then, 3, 4, 8, 5, 4, 3. There's 74k's worth of damage missing now just because we're not running the vial. So although our ticks are stronger, status effects are stronger and will last on the enemies for longer as well, we are not doing as much damage as what we would be if we were just running either electric or a golem with the vial mask. Now there is some play in saying let's run the vial mask, and then I don't know if I've got on a piece of Eclipse here. No, I've not. You could run Eclipse, gloves or whatever, and keep these knees on, because that's 6, but it's basically for the skill duration that you would be doing that for, which is with status effects is just not worth it. So I think for a status effect build, I think we're going to, because Eclipse Protocol, and we've been here before with Eclipse Protocol, it's very, very good. You're not going to beat running the OG build. Running the Grease Monkeys is just not. It's not. They're not called Grease Monkeys. They're just called Grease. I don't know why, but yeah, sliding these in for status effects is not going to be. He's not going to be a thing, unfortunately. That's a bit of a shame. That is a bit of a shame. I was really hoping that would prove better. I mean, there might be some situations in the game where you think, I don't want to run the vial. So I don't want that damage, and therefore you could slide these in. But as of right now, I can't think of a place that states it needs to be 20%. Why is it not 20%? A perfect stat, make it 20%. That would be my recommendation. For sure. Otherwise, they just don't fit in because of how good Eclipse Protocol is and always has been. And Electric, Electric did stay at 10% status effects, right? I mean, Golan has anyway, so it makes no difference, but I don't think I've got any Electric in my stash right now to check with. I'm pretty sure it did, though. Before we end the video, make sure we're not giving false information. Let's just run and check that. But we'll do another video concerning the 3-piece bonus, and we'll definitely check that out because that seems cool. 10%, yeah. So you can still use an electric piece. This one was actually perfect. We just put status effects on here and jobs are good, and then put in your Eclipse protocol everywhere else. So yeah, I don't understand where we would ever slide in the status effects knees unless this becomes 20%. If this became 20%, these would be really good because we're getting free skill duration at that point. Alright, that's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe for more PTS information. And if you want anything looked at, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.